David, wake up.
Love the work that you're putting out, right? Like, this is really, really important. And so I really want everyone that's listening and watching this to just stop what they're doing. I want you to I want you to subscribe. I want you, whether it's, whatever channel you're on right now, make sure you subscribe to this podcast and you share it with other people, because this is how we get the word out to everyone. So before we get all into it, David, I just wanted to thank you for this, right? And tell you that I appreciate you. I want to give you your flowers right now.
Hello guys, what's going on? I'm back with another one. I'm back with Valencia Denzeller, if I said it right.
Yep. And
Today.
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for coming on your, tight schedule. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It's like it's 7:30.
Oh wow. Nice, nice. So my first question is, what exactly is elite neural encoding coaching for people that don't know? Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Well, it's just a long fancy word for all it means is that I understand how to use neuroscience, which is how to program your mind to do what it is that you really want to do. So that's what that means. And I'm an elite neural encoding specialist. That means I've gone a little bit further than a lot of other people.
Okay. All right. Nice, nice, nice. What made you pursue that type of entrepreneurship instead of getting the regular job?
Oh, well, you know what? I think I've always been the type of person that wanted to be out on my own and have my own freedom and not have the constraints of a job. So, I mean, isn't it funny how, a lot of women, not just myself, but many, many, many women, right? We go to school, we get a great education. I had great marks in school. And we were basically bred to be professionals, right? In a job, working for someone else. But when you get there, you feel like, wow, this is not what I thought it was going to be. I feel the constraints here. And you just end up that you're not happy. So I had to really hone in on how I felt about that and own up to the fact that this is not for me and be willing to pivot. So, a lot of women are in that area, and I actually help women do that. I help them reprogram their minds so that they do not what their boss wants them to do, not what they're expected to do just from their significant other, but to really find out what they want to do about them for themselves and actually have the courage to do it.
Okay, okay. What type of mindset do you need to be a successful entrepreneur?
Oh, wow. Well, before we really, really get into it, David, I don't want to be remiss in saying that, first of all, I really appreciate the fact that you had me on your podcast today. And I really do, love the work that you're putting out, right? Like, this is really, really important. And so I really want everyone that's listening and watching this to just stop what they're doing. I want you to I want you to subscribe. I want you, whether it's, whatever channel you're on right now, make sure you subscribe to this podcast and you share it with other people, because this is how we get the word out to everyone. So before we get all into it, David, I just wanted to thank you for this, right? And tell you that I appreciate you. I want to give you your flowers right now.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that.
You will.
All right.
Yes. And so what was your question again?
What type of mindset do you need to be a successful entrepreneur? Because I know there's ups and downs, some months, but how do you, control your mind as an
Oh,
entrepreneur?
wow. Well, that's a big one. So, I use a framework that I call the fly high method. And this is something that I use for myself too. But basically, every letter in fly high means something. And so, what I use for myself, because life has its ups and downs. So, the F means focus. And I kind of talked about that a little bit before. Focus means knowing what it is that you really want, right? So going inside yourself and really being able to focus in on what it is that you want, not what someone else told you wanted, but finding out what you want and focusing in on it. And then you want to lift your eyes to that. So you're not going to know exactly which way you need to go, right? Like nobody really knows in entrepreneurship. We just know we want something, but we may not know exactly how to do it. But I would say don't wait for that. Don't wait for the how, right? I want you to focus in on what it is you want and lift your eyes towards that and go into that direction, and you will yield, which is the why. You will yield the life that you want, but you don't have to have it all figured out first, okay?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. I know you teach
Mhm.
on that, but I just wanted to get a little taste of, your thoughts on that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's important.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows, right? And so, there's two parts to the mind, right? There's the conscious mind, which is our thinking. So if you see me pointing to the top of my head, I'm talking about your conscious mind, which we we have a tendency to just try to rely on that. The conscious mind is what tries to figure things out, that tries to say, well, how is this going to happen? Right. Well, I'm not going to move forward until I figure out how something's going to happen. Right. And we think that's the all knowing. We think that's the thing. Right. But when I point to the back of my head towards my neck, the base of my skull, that is where you your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is 10,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind, right? Your subconscious mind is actually your connection to God, okay? And so in that subconscious, we're actually already given everything that we want to succeed, right? We were made that way, right? So the thing is to not so heavily rely on that conscious mind, but understand that that subconscious mind is way more powerful than the conscious mind. So it's the subconscious mind when you get that unction. Well, unction means I want to do something, but I'm not quite sure, but I feel strongly I need to do it. That's you tuning into your subconscious mind. Focus in on that and lift your eyes to that and go into that direction.
Nice. Nice. Very well
thank,
said.
thank you.
Yeah. How can somebody have gratitude when, everything might be going wrong in their life?
Wow. Okay. That's a really great question. So, in everything, I don't care what situation a person is in. Like, I myself have been through some very difficult times when I didn't know how I was going to make it through, right? Again, going into that conscious mind, trying to figure things out, right? But it's the unction. I always had an unction of what I needed to do. And if you would just trust that unction, that connection to God and follow it, I'm telling you, that is the thing that's really going to help you in your situation.
That's nice. My next
Mm.
question is, how did you get your first client in your business when starting up?
Wow. Okay. Well, basically, I actually started doing services for free, right? Because when you're brand new in something, you don't have a track record. So I would do group counseling and group get-togethers and things like that online. And I would say, look, I only need about looking for 5 people right now, and I'm not going to charge you anything for it, but I need the testimonials. And so, if you would agree and let me coach you, and just give me some testimonials at the end, then that'll help me. You'll get your coaching, you'll get to go to the next level in life, but you won't have a charge for it. And a lot of times, I mean, people did agree to that. And so that gave me my first batch of testimonials, which is really what you need is testimonials. And you need a track record to know, hey, this does actually work. So you need that and you need to be able to show it.
Yeah. Okay, I have another question for that because some people might say, because they don't have no track record, some people might not even want to do it with them for free because they still don't trust you. What will you say to that person?
People will listen. If you believe you're doing, right? People are going to try, people will try anything for free. How many times have you gone to the mall in the food court and they have that little stick of chicken on the end? They say, here, try this for free. You don't know who made it. You don't know what it tastes like. You don't know anything, but how many people grab that little piece of chicken and try it, right? It's a sample. So
Mm,
yeah, trust yourself. If you believe in yourself and you believe that, hey, this is something that I'm supposed to do, you can most definitely do this for free. Okay. For like 5 people, right? And get those testimonials.
yeah. How do you get speaking gigs? I know you do speaking all around the world. How do you get your speaking gigs?
A lot of it is word of mouth. Um, there are certain platforms that you can go to that will help you with that. And you can pitch to different companies and conferences and things like that. But just getting the word out, podcasts, things like this. This is how you market yourself, right? On social media and things like that. Build yourself up as an authority. And those are the types of things that people look at. They're gonna look at your social media, right? Build it up. Like for me, my LinkedIn is big for me, right? I
Yeah,
get a lot from LinkedIn.
right.
So get speaking engagements and all of that from LinkedIn. So that's my, even though I'm on all of them, all of the social media areas, my LinkedIn is really what I focus on for business. And so that has a certain air about it. So check me
Okay.
out on
Uh,
LinkedIn.
nice, nice, nice. Any negotiation advice for somebody at the table, trying to get a deal that they want?
Hey, don't be afraid to pitch. Don't be afraid to put out there what you feel that you're worth, right? When it comes to that, right? You got a track record, you got people that you've helped, okay? You demonstrated your authority. So now don't be afraid to put uh, an amount to that, right? Because I
Mm,
can tell you, trust and believe, if you continue or if you continue to do things that are below what you feel that you're worth, you will not be successful. You will not feel good about it, right? You will not feel good about the services that you provide. And then other people, they won't even take you seriously. I can tell you for a fact that I had a client or I had a prospective client, right? And I was to the point where I was just desperate, right? I was desperate. And I just said, you know what? I just want my foot in the door. I said, I will do this for you. They asked me, how much do you charge? It was the organization. And I said, I will do this. Of course, I didn't tell them I was desperate, but I said, I will do this for you, no charge. Do you understand? I never heard from them again because I didn't put, I wasn't able to put a good value upon I knew the services that I had were excellent, right? But
hmm
the value on it. It's almost like when you are looking for a car, right? And you're of certain means. You may look at a Rolls Royce or you may look at a Toyota, right? But that Rolls Royce doesn't even advertise, right? But when you go to a Rolls Royce dealership, you already expect to pay a certain amount. So be the Rolls Royce. Don't be afraid to be the Rolls Royce of your industry. Don't be afraid of that because why? People will respect you more. They respect Rolls Royce more so than they do a Toyota. So don't be afraid to be the Rolls Royce and not just the Toyota. If you want to go down in price in negotiation, now you have something to go down from. But if you're starting low, there's nowhere for you to go. So don't be afraid. There's so many reasons why you need to put a good value to what it is that you do.
Nice. What's the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur?
Ooh, the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur, I would say we all have a list of things to do, right? But sometimes that time man, because life be life, right? You have your ups and your downs and things, right? So
Yeah.
I think management and getting things done, you got to know how to prioritize, and you also have to be honest about there may be things about your business that you don't enjoy doing, but you're able to delegate those things to someone else. Don't be afraid to delegate. Delegation has helped me out tremendously.
Okay. Speaking about delegation, when is a good time to start delegating?
I mean, if you know that there are areas that you don't like about your business and you find that you're not getting things done and therefore you're not getting to that bottom line and where you're making money, don't be afraid to delegate it. Find somebody that can do it for you. And that'll free you up like for more creative things because you are the only one that can really create.
Mm,
There are people that can, for instance, I have a virtual assistant and she's able to do a lot of things and she does it better than me, you know, way better than me. So I'm able to delegate things to her that she does way better than me and it gets to the bottom line. So, which is money. So don't be afraid to delegate. And it took me a long time to get that way, but I had a coach, and my coach said, "Hey, you're wasting time, you're wasting money. Delegate it," and that's what I did. It's made all the difference.
nice, nice. And you're in Africa. How has Africa been so far?
Oh, I love it here. It's wonderful. The air is fresh. The people are very nice. I'm at a coffee shop right now, and it's wonderful. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad that I decided to do this.
And you have a speaking engagement there, or what's going
I
on
had
down there?
Well, I had a speaking engagement. I'm in Rwanda right now, Kigali, Rwanda, but I did have a speaking engagement in Kenya.
Mm,
So when I decided that Kigali was the place for me, that's when the speaking engagement came up. I said,
mm.
wow, that's just a short plane ride, right? To Kenya. So let me go ahead and do that. And I felt like an unction, that unction that I talk about, I felt a clear unction. So I said, okay, I gotta go with it. So I did it. The speaking engagement was phenomenal. I'm still getting traction from that. Talked with a person last night that wants me to do some consulting for them, right? And now I'm back in Rwanda, and I mean, life is great. It's
Nice.
great. So go with that unction. I'm telling you. And I sit back and God, I'm so glad that I made the decision to do it. But it's using that fly in the fly high framework. It is using the FLY, focus, lift, yield.
Cool. Nice, nice. So my last question is, what's the best advice you can give to a young entrepreneur?
The best advice I can give you is to go for it. Don't let anyone deter you. Don't deter yourself. Focusing again on what it is that you truly, truly want to do and go for it. Know that there's not going to be necessarily a easy pathway to get there, but go for it. Just be, as long as you're true to yourself, you're going to be fine.
And I have to ask this, how do you know what to go for? Is it what you're skilled at or what you think you like to do or how do you know where to hone in on?
What lights you up inside? What lights you up inside? That's what you should, and it can change and it's okay. What lights you up inside? Because if you go after what lights you up inside, then they're going to be, there's going to be down days, right? As well as good days, right? Even on those down days, you're
Yeah.
still lit up inside and you still have a conviction that this is what you're supposed to do. And you will continue to do it. If you don't have a lot, if you're just doing it for money and it's not something that you really want to do, you're not lit up. And then
Yeah.
when those valleys come, you're gonna say, you're gonna talk yourself out of it, right? But continue to be lit up inside, no matter what. You can rest. Okay, rest is important. You can rest. Take time out to renew. But man, you're like, okay, I'm gonna take today off, but tomorrow I got things to do and I'm ready to do it. So that's it. What lights you up inside? Stick with it.
All right. Thank you for coming on the show. Any last words or and where they can find you at?
Sure, sure. Well, I have a special gift for your listeners, okay? And basically, it is the Clarity Breakthrough Bundle because a lot of your questions have dealt with clarity, right? If you're not clear on your vision, if you're not clear on what it is that you really want to do, you will continue to go in and out, right? So, this is for the person that really wants clarity in their life, right? No matter what it is, whether it's business, whether it's relationships, right? Then the Clarity Breakthrough Bundle is for them. And in that Clarity Breakthrough Bundle, they're going to get a 30-day action plan from me, right? And it's something to do every single day, not more than 5 minutes, right? You're going to get a download, you'll get that, and it'll just take you through the process every single day. End of that month, you're going to be feeling amazing, right? You're going to have more clarity, right? You're also going to get into my ease over exhaustion group, which has a lot of resources in it. And of course, I'm giving away a free session with me. Okay, worth over $250. But don't tell my clients, but I'm giving it to you, your listeners, for free. So all they need to do is to go to my Instagram, and that is at Val Dantzler. That's VALDANT like Tom, Z like zebra, LER, and just DM the word clarity to CLARITY, and I'll send it to you free of charge.
All righty. Thank you once again. All right. See you guys next time. Peace.